Hello, and welcome to Resounding Presence, a space for cultivating more of what's here rather than looking for what's coming. I'm Jamie with Cedar Pathways, offering wisdom through spirits. And through these moments of presence, of knowing the energy of now, of being aware of the energy of the present moment, I feel can enable us to find direction for our next moment. So to begin, I'm going to clear the energy through the sound of the bowl. And so we begin with drawing a few cards to find guidance that Spirit might allow us to know about in this moment, to be focused on. Grounding down from this point into the center of the earth and far up into the universal heavens and wide throughout my energy field. Connecting my heart to all the beings and helpers that would like to assist in this process. And what can we focus our attention on in this present moment that will help us to expand our next moments? And the first card that we have is Page of Swords. And this card makes me think of ideas, of flying away with our ideas, of what we are exposed to, noticing what we're exposed to in life. Being able to balance what we see and what uplifts us. And to have friends around that can also support us as we try to fly with our ideas. Standing tall and balanced. What other information wants to come through for us today? For our present moment, around our ideas. Eight of Swords. In this card, the woman is looking into the mirror and all she sees is the struggle. but she's not bound. And those ties around her, she could easily release herself from. But she must choose to do that. These crows have gotten her fooled into believing that she is bound, but they are very light strings that they are binding her with. Putting this next to the Page of Swords, it seems to be suggesting that we are trying to find inspiration within ourselves, but somehow we are not allowing that inspiration to come through. Or perhaps we feel bound and we think that we don't have the ideas which will unbind us. But I think we do. Are there any other cards? Yes. We have the Emperor. Two of Cups. And Death and Rebirth. The Emperor makes me think of having strength to move forward. Two of Cups reminds me that we must do this together, that we must engage our heart in love, that we must engage diversity. There are two bowls containing different substances that also make me think of choice. And yet the energies are combining for a fuller choice of the bowls' energy together. Death and Rebirth acknowledges the boundness that we're feeling here. Overall, I think it's a strong statement of the way that things need to die, that we think we are bound by, need to be let go of, to be able to remove to be able to renew ourselves, letting the bonds die so that we can find new inspirations. I think these are messages that the coronavirus in particular are giving to us. Although it's obviously a difficult time, it's also giving us space and time to think and to reorganize ourselves. As we do so, expect that this reorganization is not only happening in our outer world, it is also happening in our inner world. And when that occurs, it's going to take a lot out of us. It can make us very tired at times. It can make us irritable. So give space to those things that are trying to reorganize so that death can occur and rebirth can also happen. And I want to relate this back to a couple of things within the last couple of weeks that I was exposed to. And the first includes a waterfall, which I did make a video of, and you can check that out. I'll link it somewhere in this video. But the waterfall reminded me of how energies flow, whether they flow forward or backward, and what that means with regard to the flow of our life. Flowing forward seemed to be about grounding down and being pulled down to remain on this earth. Flowing backward felt like the energy being extracted and pulled out of the earth. So there's an importance of staying grounded that was coming up for me. Along with this, another video that I encountered suggested that the energy, specifically of the coronavirus, needed grounding, and that blue light would be a good source of grounding energy. And so I took that idea and I created a different video, which was of the waterfall, but as blue light, clearing the auric field. So I encourage you to look for that video as well, which I'll link somewhere. And for today, for this resounding moment, I ask you just to take this in and to discover within yourself what this means for you. Thank you, and I'll see you again soon.